Hello. Hello, folks. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. Ash, welcome back, buddy. Good to see you here. I kind of had a feeling that you were doing something like you said in your message, which is perfect. I'll go through that message as well today because I think it's very good. I'm recording. Yes, thank you, Martin. I'm recording it. James, Martin, John, Silver. Hope you guys are all well. Happy Wednesday. I always forget what days it is now, honestly. I just lose track of days. It's unbelievable. But Wednesday. Right, let's get into the markets. I'll go through this EU trade. I think you obviously know why I've taken it. I've talked about it as I have done all these breakouts for ages. And that for me is an aggressive entry. You know, we're looking for an RTE, our reason to enter. We got that here with our OBE. Coming on increasing volume, going with overall trend. I'm still favoring USD strength. I know, as you said, Martin, you're completely right. There is big news coming out. The Powell is speaking. But for me, as I said, blissfully ignorant. I can't not take that, you know, especially something going with the overall trend. I would understand if it was maybe a breakout retest, you know, possibly within an hour or 2 hours of that news of Powell speaking. But yeah, I can't not take that. Plus, he's speaking all the time now. You know, he's speaking all the time. I think it's GDP you'll probably talk about, but anyway. It's a nice setup. And as I said, going with that, I'm perfectly happy with. So EU aggressive in. Still looking for that big aggressive live, which will be nice. That double-digit winner coming along right now. I tell you something, would be just lovely, just divine. But anything can happen, and we obviously know that. I know. He's a broken record now, is it? Same questions time and time again. It's like, we're trying. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I'm not going to watch it tonight. I've got stuff to do. I'm doing a new routine, so I'm in bed at 9 o'clock. This is only one day. Hey, Leon. I'm in bed at 9 o'clock, and I'm up at 5, and I'm doing a walk and yoga every morning because my back's been terrible. I know I'll get to the market in a second. I'm in a good mood this morning, but my back is terrible, and I need to do something to fix it. So that's what I'm going to try and do now. Anyway, let's get into the markets. Yeah, it's good as well because it's obviously really hot here, so I can get the dogs out for a bit of a longer walk, and just get up. And I just want to see. I want to see what it does to my productivity because, you know, instead of taking the 10 p.m., 11 p.m. hours where really it's mindless, right? You're scrolling through. I'm going to try and replace that with a bit more productivity in the morning, in which case I'm not working as late. I don't want to work. I don't want to work past 5 o'clock. I'm happy to be productive within those hours and then just kind of say, right, I'm done. I'm going to take some rest because I always believe in taking some time away from it is very important. Yeah, you're right, John. Yeah, you're right. You know, sitting here and doing what I'm doing. I mean, like everybody sitting in a day job, it's not good for your back. And if I continue doing it, it's only going to get worse. So I'm going to try yoga. It didn't help. It helped before, so let's see if it helps again. Anyway, markets. We could sit here and chat for ages, but markets, let's talk about it. We've obviously had a bearish day yesterday on a slight kind of little bit of volume coming in at this previous support, potentially becoming new resistance. Now, yeah, I'm going to get one of them, John. I'm going to get a sit-stand desk at some point. Definitely, for sure. I think that would be a great idea. The problem is the cables, right? So the cables for everything, because I've got so much stuff here, it's making sure that the cables are long enough that we can go up and down, etc., etc. Anyway, yeah, so, sorry. The SPX here, yes, it could be retest complete. Evening star on the correct volume signature we're seeing as well. So, you know, if we take this catalyst into it, along with this steady state retest, I know it's got a little bit climactic here. Are we going to say that this starts to move to the downside now and that risk-off sentiment continues as it has done for a while? I think that has to be the bias, right? You look from a 4-hour perspective, you think, okay, it got a little bit climactic here before moving to the downside, and obviously strong pressure, selling pressure coming in. Now, what also could be the case is possibly a complex, but if I'm going to have to call it, I would be pretty happy saying this market starts to move to the downside, irrespective of what's coming out. If If some data comes out that changes that, okay, we know it's a pretty fundamental market right now. But yeah, I'm pretty happy to say that my bias for the day and the days ahead from a technical perspective looks pretty good to the downside. Aussie Singapore, yeah, I've got Aussie Singapore on my list. I wanted that as a breakout on the 4-hour, but I just didn't fit my plan. I'll go into that in a second as well. And same with the dollar. So obviously with EU, you're expecting something, kind of similar with the dollar index. You've got that pullback to the 20. You've got an outside bullish engulfer here, some buying pressure coming in. So I like dollar longs. Continuation, pullback, or impulse, pullback, continuation. That would be my bias. I'm not going to get too pernickety in it. That is my bias, and I could be completely wrong, but that's what I think. Okay, yeah, let's look at Aussie Singapore first and then gold, because I've got both of them on my list. So Aussie Singapore. Let me just put my AC on. 1 second, guys. So Aussie Singapore is so from a 4-hour perspective, I can't take this because I'm considering this third structure. Now, that's not to say that I don't like it short. I do like it short, okay? But I obviously cannot take it because this structure is larger than our range of this secondary structure, okay? So it doesn't fit my plan, unfortunately. If it did go here, then perfect, I would go in. I've got to leave it, and I was looking at it from a daily perspective, which is still on the cards, but I need that 20-period catch-up now. However, from a smaller time frame perspective, we've got our head and shoulders here. So we've got our head and shoulders. It's breaking through. I'm looking for a retest of this area. I like all the higher time frames. If I get that catalyst continuation down, I'll take that trade. So I'm considering this kind of the key area here. I know it's kind of muddled, but for me, the pattern is coming here, and I'm pretty happy with our context to breakout, retest, continuation on Aussie Singapore. So that's what I'm looking for. Or that daily break, if it does decide to fake here and kind of move up and get some bullish pressure kind of at the bottom of this area. So you might be saying, well, Ryan, why aren't you taking your level down here? There's no context there. And that's why, essentially. That's why. You did mention yesterday something about weakness in the commodities. Yeah, I was thinking about weakness in gold and silver. So gold is on my list, purely from a technical perspective. Right, and I was thinking about this yesterday. So fundamentally, right, where we are now, where do you think gold should be here? Fundamentally, not talking about technicals, but if you think about the asset class gold is, do you think it should be here? No long. Yeah, it should be, right? So what's the reasons that gold is down here, from your guys' opinion? Why is gold falling? Yeah. Lack of money to buy it. Maybe. I'll let you type, Ash. Lack of money to buy it. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing as well. I think the main case, the US is planning to ban Russian gold. That might have the opposite effect then, Ash, wouldn't it? Would that not have the opposite effect? Or would it? Depends how you look at it, I guess. Depends how you look at it. I mean, for me, what I think, as always, what I think is fundamentally, yes, it should be higher, but the strong dollar is having that inverted relationship between the gold and dollar. For me, that's why it's low. Personally, could be wrong, but that's just what I think. So from a technical perspective, this is still certainly on the cards. I've liked this for the last few days. We're seeing multiple rejections, right? We had a gap up, rejections off this area, 200 wicks to the upside, gap up, sold into, and now we're coming down to here. So for me, gold looks great down with dollar strength as well. I did think about a potential breakout here from this V reversal. I didn't take it. It wasn't quite enough at this area for me to take. I could I can't look at a retest now as well. So the retest would need to have come here, but we've obviously broken down the lows. It means it's off the cards for me. But I certainly like gold shorts. Certainly like gold shorts. You know, maybe gold is at inflation hedge. Maybe the fact that there is a little bit of certainty there with you know, people knowing that the Fed is being aggressive now. Maybe again priced in. Let's see. But yeah, for me, ultimately, I think dollar strength is where this gold weakness is coming from. So gold shorts is on my list. Euro Swiss is another one. Euro Swiss here, my issue with this is where it is on this daily chart. Okay, I like the context, I like the 4 hour, but will I be selling it at the wrong place? Essentially with a pair like Euro Swiss, even though I like the context, you know, nice accumulation here prior to a break, you know, so this is good, and it has broken through. It's something that I think I don't want it to give me the decision to make because of where it is on the daily. But I put it in there. I might watch it. But again, I don't think I'm massively comfortable in it. It's just a good scenario. It's a good thing to see in terms of context if you are still kind of learning that accumulation is nice. That's the kind of little bit of mess you're getting in there. If you try and dig deeper, you can probably, I mean, could you see that? But, you know, so essentially that kind of accumulation is good for breakout traders and for my style. So Euro Swiss, I'll put it on, but I don't think I'll take it. I prefer Aussie Singapore. Prefer this one. Much prefer that one. If I had to pick between the two. Bitcoin at 1990. Does it come off? Yeah. So, I was kind of wrong yesterday, right? I was kind of wrong. I did think we'd have another leg, but we did push on a wee bit. This is a key area for me. Bitcoin, obviously around that 20K area. If I get something like this, I'll look at shorting it. It is at the period where we're getting to be. I still think maybe we need a day or two, and if it does that, you know, we might get the context that I want, because if you consider this a 4 hour chart, right? If we do come down and tag this area, doesn't have to happen, but if we do get something like that, you'd get that extra few days where I would feel more comfortable shorting it, but certainly look short. And there's the opportunity here for a few of them. So I think ETH, you know, I've identified a few of the key levels that I like in terms of shorting all these, you know, shorting all these cryptos. I'm certainly not looking at longing them right now. That's for sure. Certainly not looking for long them. And I do think they go short. It just depends on when and whether I get in. So Bitcoin, just tag 2R on Bitcoin short. Well done, mate. Yeah. That's one of the things I have gotten right for quite some time is calling crypto shorts. Wish my trading was being as good as that. But Bitcoin, I mean, where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? Let's see. Okay, let me get into it, sorry. USD ZAR, USD Sing, and Aussie dollar, Kiwi dollar are still all on the list. I don't think I can get aggressive with this. Doesn't mean I don't like it. I'm looking for my 20 catch-up now prior to this area. Hopefully we tag up here, accumulate for a few days for a breakout. So aggressive is off the list here. You know, I wanted really this down here, but because of the price action I've got now, I've got to wait for it to tag and give me some accumulation on USAR for a breakout. USD Sing, again, another one that's not giving me that real aggressive entry. It's one that may kind of jog itself up to this area. And again, very similar, looking for that accumulation breakout to the upside. Now, if I do get a little bit more in here, looking at a possible wedging, if I get a catalyst, I can look at it. But I think it's, again, another one that the aggressive may be off the list, and I'll look for a breakout. Similar with Aussie dollar and Kiwi dollar, we're looking for breakout short with this. The aggressive entry is not on the cards either. Tag this area, give me a 20 period catch up, which we may or may not get. It may go without us for a breakdown below. So it would be nice to get one of these. I have a hunch, may not come true, but I have a feeling that I may not get into these Aussie and Kiwi dollars. I have a feeling they may go. Kiwi dollar is actually a wee bit closer than Aussie dollar in terms of that 20 catch-up. But I do want the USD ZAR and I do want the USD Sing. Let's see if they set up for me. Kiwi yen. Have a look at Aussie CAD short 4 hour. I'm eyeing this one to come back and retest for a short. Yeah, we'll do, mate. We'll do. New Zealand yen is one that I don't know whether I get. You know, if the stocks decide to come off, what's going to happen with this pair? I mean, it'll be interesting to see if we kind of come off and then we do this, you know, as the stock market falls. That would be interesting, you know, just the power of that trend. So I'm still looking for this to come up. I think, again, as I said yesterday, I prefer this for a breakout opportunity rather than aggressive. It's getting a little bit messy, or a potential aggressive on a structure like this that neatens itself up, essentially creating that squeeze. But I'm still looking at New Zealand yen longs potentially. USD CAD. USD CAD, this is not an aggressive entry for me. Again, something about price action. I just don't like to take that as an aggressive long. I'm still looking for potentially, if I can get something like this to digest it and create that channel. I think that would look a little bit nicer, a little bit more digested. I just don't feel that price action here is just enough from the move we have to the upside. So I'm waiting a little bit more for USD CAD, and obviously the breakout is on the cards there. And finally, Euro Yen. Euro Yen longs. So Euro Yen longs. Depending on what happens today with potential yen weakness coming in, potential yen strength coming in, I can still look for an aggressive in here. I don't want this to turn into a little bit of a, you know, kind of impulsive to the downside, and certainly strong to the downside, but we're getting, you know, a relatively nice pullback here, and then it kind of melts to the downside. So I don't really want to see that. There still is about 2 hours to go before this 4 hour closes, but yeah, let's see how price action looks for a potential aggressive, and then obviously looking for this to push up and break to the upside. Still playing with that yen weakness that has been overall the case. It could change, but right now I'm going with it. But I would not, as I said, with all these yen pairs, I would not be surprised if they come off quite a bit. But let's see. So EU is in, and Aussie Singapore is probably my pick of the bunch for today in terms of a breakout retest, which I would love to get. Okay, can I look at Aussie CAD short? Aussie CAD. And then I'll go through Ash's message. Aussie CAD. Did you take your Kiwi CAD, by the way? That must have hit your TP, right? Yeah, you must have hit your TP New Zealand CAD down there. Well done. Good trade. I liked it. Brilliant. Well done, mate. Good trade. Good place with trend. Liked it. Liked that idea. Aussie CAD. I'm eyeing this one to come back and retest. So you're just looking here, obviously, right? So you've got your V. Got your V in there. Relatively healthy price action going into it, right? So that's good. Obviously, for me, I would need this, but it's not all about me, is it? You may have had the retest. That would be the issue. You may have had the retest there on small time frames. But if it does come back, yeah, I would agree with it. Aussie CAD to the downside. Daily. Breaking through structure here. Is it a little bit extended? Oh, Aussie Swiss. Sorry, mate. Aussie Swiss. Okay, I'll go into Aussie Swiss. Well, if you're looking at Aussie CAD, that would be my worry. A little bit extended on the daily. Maybe it does need a few days of pullback. Maybe. Momentum is down, though. Aussie Swiss. Aussie Swiss. I mean, it's the same with these Swiss pairs, right? The same with the Euro Swiss that I had, that I just, you know, would I be comfortable selling here? Now, if the market goes risk off, I don't think these technicals will matter, as it will push to the downside. Certainly the Aussie Swiss. But you're looking on the 4 hour from there. So you're looking for a retest of this area. I mean, it's the same with a lot of these, right? The 4 hours look quite nice. The 4 hours look relatively good, right? It's a nice healthy trend and pretty strong trend to the downside. So The bias of down, yeah, makes sense. If you're looking for a retest of here, makes sense. The only concern for me would be that daily. But that doesn't mean you can't take it, because momentum is down. Where's our next massive level? Sometimes it's better to use a line. I mean, I would consider, there is some mess here, right? You know, here or really, I mean, this is your key area. Really, there's certainly some levels here, but that's your key area. Yeah, that's my only concern, Martin, which I'm pretty sure you know with Aussie Swiss. But path of least resistance, you're going with it. Yeah, don't mind it. Don't mind it. Anything else you guys want me to look at before I read Ash's message? I'll go into Ash's message because I think it was pretty good. Here we go. He's back. Last couple of months ago, I took a break from everything just to focus on something new that I've been working on since last year. The markets after February this year introduced me to the fact that my strategy was not suitable to trade such an environment. Perhaps the reason why it wasn't working well was I had not accumulated a lot of data. I had 3 or 4 months of test data, or about 300 trades registered in my system, which is driving my trade decision. So 3 or 4 months. So you're saying 300 trades, or you took within 3 or 4 months you took 300 trades? Is that right, Ash? I'm not saying that the win rate of T1 and T was bad, but the trades became scarce after Feb, and the payoff ratio was not great since the beginning, roughly 1.11 to 1. Okay, I knew I was going to my trades 1P, 1.2, 1.3 on a regular basis, but at least I was getting decent on my trades till Feb, so as long as my losers were small and winners were going to 1-1, I was good, okay. But the number of trades took a nosedive after war broke out, and my worst fear came true. Thankfully, I had this feeling last year when I was finalizing the rules for T1 and T2 that if markets change direction too often, yeah, which they have, my system will fail me. So I had to come up with a way to tweak it to become receptive to changing market directions. So I started working on it last year. On the side, it was in March of this year that I finalized all the rules and got into the data collection. Spent 4 months or so collecting 1 year data on each pair, thus filtering out 7 good pairs to trade. Prepared the SOP. We'll finish the data track by this week, and I'll finally be ready to start taking trades from next week. Well done, mate. I'd love to see that, by the way, if you want to post it here. I don't know whether you want to or not, but 300 trades on 27 pairs over the span of 4 months. Okay, so it's relatively, you're quite active in the markets. You'll be quite active in the markets for sure. But if you have the data there, then that's better. But what I wanted to touch on was basically what's happened, because this is it, right? And you guys know that this is it. It comes down to data. Your data brings your confidence and removes those emotions, which you know most traders will fail on. You figured out your system. You figured out what's going wrong. You tested things. I mean, that's what it is. That's just what trading is. We're not here to be taking hunches. We're here to be mathematicians essentially, and back up it up and know that we're playing a long-term game. So it's great. And this is what if this is what I kind of try to do, right? If I help in any way by showing you what I'm doing to help you what you're doing, it doesn't matter if you see a Euro Swiss short and I see a Euro Swiss long. Doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? As long as you got that data, and not only that, is working to continuously improve, because maybe in a year's time, Ash, right? And I just use it as an example. You might find something with your new data that you might say, well, I can tweak it here because you're more experienced, and you just continue to do that, and then eventually you'll get to the point you're never going to be fully there, analysis paralysis and all that kind of stuff, but that's what it is. That's just what it is. It comes down to that kind of simple process that in reality is difficult. And we know that in reality it is difficult. But well done. Well done. And sometimes taking some time away, going and refreshing is what you need. It's what you need. So well done. Proud of you, mate. Proud of you, mate. Right, anything else you guys want me to look at before I hop off? Any questions? Yeah, no worries, buddy. No? I'll let you type. Yeah, no worries, mate. Appreciate that. Right, guys, I will love you and leave you. Have a good day. Remember to trade safe, and I'll see you all in the morning. Peace.